I like that. This is KAYO Seattle Country, KO 1150 on your dial. News now on the V-Buck Show, and here's Bill Goff to report at 8 o'clock.
Oregon County issues description of wanton slayer. This story headlines KAYO News. Bill Goff reporting. Oregon's Lane County District Attorney William Fry of Eugene has released a composite drawing of a man reported to have been in the area where 16-year-old Orla Phipps was slain Monday night. Fry says he is anxious to find this man in the hope he may be able to help in the investigation. The death scene was about 2.5 miles from her home at Cedar Flat Road, east of Springfield. Fry said the presence of the man dressed as a hunter was reported by a resident who was near a barn in the area where Orla went horseback riding. Her riderless horse was found that evening, then her body. She had been struck in the head, her throat was slashed. The man sought for questioning is described as of stocky build with sunken cheeks and between 25 and 35 years old. He was wearing a hunting jacket, carrying a pump-action shotgun. Tacoma police say a fire at 1009 South 14th in an area of older homes and apartment buildings took one life and sent one person to a hospital this morning. The fire was reported at 5:45. The man killed in the fire has been tentatively identified as 60-year-old John Matthews. The person hospitalized as 46-year-old Agnes Matthews. Further details are not available. Police in Kent say an automobile plunged into the Green River this morning about 1/10 of a mile south of Kent. The driver apparently lost control of the vehicle on a curve. The car knocked out a utility pole and continued over a bank into the river. It landed right side up about 30 feet from shore, 115 feet from the highway. Divers recovered the auto, but the occupant or occupants are still missing. A Treasury Department probe into imported low-cost Canadian bread announced yesterday apparently was prompted by complaints from the Seattle area. Bakery and bakery union representatives say they asked the state's congressional delegation for action. Boyd Hall of Kent says he imports about 20,000 to 30,000 loaves of bread a week baked at Abbotsford, B.C. Another importer of Canadian bread is George Vale of Seattle. He says wholesalers often sell the loaves at $5 for $1, well below the price required by Seattle bakers to receive a profit. Governor Rossellini spoke yesterday with President Johnson, but there is no word on whether the chief executive offered him a federal job. The president reportedly expressed his regrets at the governor's loss in the election to Republican Dan Evans. Earlier, the governor indicated he might be interested in a federal appointment. Senator Warren Magnuson, who headed the Johnson campaign in Washington, says he is willing to recommend Rossellini for a post if the governor wants it. State Election Supervisor Kenneth Gilbert says an earlier estimate of 1,300,000 votes last Tuesday appears a little high at the moment, but it could hit that level yet. Gilbert says reports so far show there were only a little more than 1,100,000 votes cast in the election for president. But he says this could go much higher because all the precincts have not yet been reported, nor have all the absentee ballots been counted. A union walkout at the Daily Olympian continued last night. Members of the Typographical Union walked off their jobs and set up a picket line in a dispute over new camera equipment the newspaper is considering for its plant in Olympia. A spokesman for the paper says the issue seems to be a quarrel over jurisdiction between the topographers and members of the Pressmen's Union. This is KAYO News.
Great moments can be yours in the new Action Harvey. If you think you're good enough to get on the team, then a proud new future can be yours. New Action Harvey.
The United Auto Workers Union authorized strikes this morning at 10 Ford plants in 8 states. French officials are reported concerned that President Johnson may attempt to impose U.S. will on matters opposed by France now that he has won a big election victory. Buddhist Catholics and students in South Vietnam are reported dissatisfied with the 2-day-old civilian government in Saigon. Demonstrations are threatened. From Moscow, Keith Morfitt reports that Red China's Joanne Lai has arrived in Moscow with an olive branch.
The communist chieftains will be discussing some of the difficult problems which in recent years have bedeviled relations amongst themselves. The coming to Moscow for the celebrations of Communist Chinese Premier Chu Enlai is taken here as a sure sign that Peking shares the Soviet concern for finding an end, or at least a lessening, of the bitter dispute that has divided the two biggest communist countries for almost a decade. Observers in the Soviet capital believe that the two sides will agree, initially, to remove the polemics entirely from public view. There has already been a move in this direction. A good deal of the heat has gone out of the war of words the two sides have been waging. This is Keith Moffat in Moscow.
In KAYO country, the weather outlook: fog this morning, clearing about noon, showers, partial clearing tomorrow. High both days, 46 to 53, overnight low, 36 to 42. Variable winds, 5 to 10 miles per hour. For KAYO country, I have 47 degrees. And the Buck Ritchey Show.
You're the only world I know.
You're the only world I know. There you go, Sonny James.
Cabela's and other compacts. Both prices include all gasoline and oil plus proper insurance. So this Thanksgiving, go Hertz class. Call Hertz, rent a car at Mutual 2-5050 to reserve the car of your choice. That number again is Mutual 2-5050. Call now.
What? All right, thank you, Smacy Trash, or whatever it is your name is. It's 8 minutes past 8 o'clock. 8 minutes past 8. That's a nice time of the morning, especially if you've been up since 3:30. And you only got to work till 10 o'clock, means you can go home and go to sleep. That is, if your wife don't want to go shopping, which she does. Well, see you downtown.
KAYO, 1150 Seattle.
Is your insurance doing the job today that you originally intended? You know, values change, responsibilities grow, insurance rates and needs vary. Get an insurance checkup today. Call Tom Acuff at Cherry 4-1590. Tom Acuff, a Safeco agent for a lot of years, is a full-time professional insurance man. He's the one to serve you. He's a great guy on top of everything else. Tom Acuff, the big man in the little office. Call Cherry 4-1590. Cherry 4-1590. Those old Tennessee boys are going to be able to help you and probably save you some money in the bargain. It's 9 minutes past 8 o'clock. I got to be fair to say, yes, my wife is going to go shopping, and she's going to go downtown, and I got to go with her. But I think if everything turns out right and I'm lucky, I'll be the one that gets something this time. I told you, I'm having mechanical failures around here, and now it's a new quote. Otherwise, I'm dead. It's 10 minutes past 8. And last night, we got right back into the swing of things. Believe me, at the Holly Park Lanes, the KAYO League out there, and the KAYO team, which was me and Pauline and Chris Lane and Cherie, we got right back into the swing of things, and we won 1 and lost 3. And that's what we've done every burned week since the league started. Every week except one. And that week, we blew them all. And I'm always afraid we're going to do that. If we don't win the first one, we're in imminent danger of doing that every week. 10 past 8. Eddie Arnold.
Anytime you're feeling lonely, anytime that's the time I'll think of you. Anytime you say you want me back again, that's the time I'll come back home.
Eddie Arnold, anytime. Oh, Bill, not again. They're not running into each other again out there, are they?
I'm afraid so.
Oh.
I'm afraid so.
Where?
The listener has just reported there's been a 3-car accident northbound on Airport Way. Now, this between the Renton Cutoff and the Associated Grocers warehouse. This would be at the south end of the Boeing Field runway. Northbound 3-car accident, Airport Way.
Yeah, that's. What do you do that for out there? What joy do you get out of this? Why do you do this? 3 cars. That's a mess. Cut it out. Oh, me. 14 minutes past 8 o'clock.
Clean as a whistle.
Warm and cozy, too.
Custom standard heating oil.
That's the heat for you.
Clean as a whistle. Cozy as can be. Clean heat from head to feet. Automatically.
Call your Standard house warmer for regular automatic deliveries of custom Standard heating oils. The clean, safe fuels that give you clean heat from head to feet. Help keep drapes, walls, and woodwork clean. Remember, for complete home comfort, oil heats best. Order from your helpful house warmer.
Clean as a whistle. Standard heating oil.
In Port Orchard, order custom Standard heating oil from Home Oil Company or look in the yellow pages under oils, fuel, and heating. I'm afraid that we're going to hear some pretty weird sounds out of Bashful Burpee Wharton, or whatever his name is, the old funny do around here from 2 until 6 o'clock in the afternoon. Because I understand he's bought a slosh of new instruments. And this can be bad news for all of us, believe me. Anytime this guy comes up with do-funnies and funny do's and harmonicas and things like that there, it sounds like Buck Ritchey's Oriental Orchestra. You didn't know it, but I used to have an Oriental-type orchestra. It was 2 pieces, flageolet and drums. And I played the flageolet. And a flageolet, in case you don't know it, is a double reed. It's a double reed instrument, something similar to an oboe reed or bassoon reed, and it sounded pretty bad. And I only knew 2 tunes, and one of them was the Sheik of Araby. And the other one was, well, I'll show you how it sounded as nearly as I can. This is as nearly as I can tell you how it sounded. With the thump, thump, thump of a bass drum. And we played this music. I shudder to tell you, on the front end of a girly show on a carnival. And it was a good orchestra. The drummer kept running out in front to see how the band sounded, but other than that, it was pretty good. Oh, boy. I think I'll be a little ill now.
When you wish on a star for a wine so fine it's best by far, blessed with more of all that's good, that's when you surely should say, Manischewitz, man, oh Manischewitz wine, it's divine. What those magic words can do, a taste premium quality flavor in Manischewitz. Try a glass or 2, and man, oh Manischewitz, your wish comes true.
Yes, taste the delicious premium quality flavor difference in Manischewitz wines. And if you like fruit wines, you like 100% pure Manischewitz blackberry wine even more. Manischewitz Wine Company, New York.
Sure. It's 18 minutes past 8 o'clock, and this is Merle Haggard. My friends are going to all be strangers.
Alex Dreyer here with 2 words of advice. Advice about winter weather. The advice, forget it. Fly over it. On West Coast Airlines, that's right, when you fly West Coast Airlines, you leave winter weather to the groundhogs. And here's something else. West Coast Airlines is now enjoying the best year in its history. Our business is up because we now offer better service, improved service, better schedules, more convenient schedules. West Coast, the airline that flies you where you're going at a cost that's often less than driving. West Coast Airlines, give us a fly sometime.
Our song of faith for this hour, 21 minutes past 8 o'clock. This is one of those fine Sunday school songs that I'm sure you remember. Join Burl Ives.
There is sunshine in my soul today. His smiling face. There is sunshine in my soul.
23 minutes past 8 o'clock. Washington, Alberta, Freestone peaches, the world-famous peaches that are grown and canned right here in the state of Washington. Canned peaches that are plump, delicious, and boast the delicate texture that says home canned goodness. So good you can serve them right from the can. Make sure you get Washington, Alberta, Freestone peaches, the peaches canned in real peach juice. Peaches with supreme flavor. Peaches that can be enjoyed in so many ways. Look for canned Lady Alberta brand peaches at your nearby Tomboy markets. Buy some today. And remember, Lady Alberta brand. Homegrown. Canned right here in the state of Washington. You know, canned peaches has always been one of my favorites. Boy, when I was a kid, this was a real treat, canned peaches. It sure was. Well, yeah, Bill Goss said he goes for the 2-legged kind of peaches. Oh, Goff, get out of here. I was gonna say something about Bill Goff and his 2-legged peaches that he talks about. He tries to get them a little. This is Melba Montgomery, big heartaches. Goff, you got us all in trouble. We're all in trouble now.
At night I try to sleep, but sleep won't come. Big heartache since you're gone.
Buy your new Ford in Little Old Lake City at Bill Pierre Motors, and you'll be sitting pretty. Take just 20 minutes and go to you know where. Get the world's finest deal at Little Old Bill Pierre. Save $200,
And that ain't hay.
at Bill Pierre Motors.
Bill Pierre Motors.
In Little Old Lake City, 20 minutes away.
Little Old Lake City and Bill Pierre Motors. 20 lazy minutes. Lower prices, higher trades, completely modern money-saving facilities. We'll sell you the car for less. We'll insure that car. We'll insure you. We'll guarantee service. We're friendly. In fact, we're lovable. We're loaded with new cars. We're anxious. We're eager. We're open nights. May we plan to see you soon?
Plunk. This is KAYO Seattle. Country KO, 1150 on your dial. And the time is 8:30 now, you know, news time.
This is Mutual News. Steve McCormick reporting for Saraka, a modern vegetable laxative for planned regularity. Saraka. In the news, 26,000 Ford workers in walkout. GOP party struggle becomes bitter. New Saigon government in trouble. The full report after this message.
Many people who used to complain about constant irregularity problems are now enjoying a planned schedule of regularity. It's true. They found out that irregularity was their own fault. Why? Because they weren't getting enough bulk in their diets, but when they started taking Saraka, they found themselves back on schedule because Saraka helps establish planned regularity. How does this wonderful laxative do it? Well, Saraka's gentle action comes from pure vegetable compounds, unlike the harsh chemical laxatives that have uncomfortable side effects and leave you feeling weak. Gentle Saraka supplies the bulk you need, plus a mild vegetable stimulant that coaxes your system back to normal activity. Yes, doctor-approved Saraka is the amazing answer to irregularity problems. Join the ranks of Saraka users and get back to normal again. Ask your druggist for Saraka, Saraka, with the natural pure vegetable ingredients. Try Saraka tonight.
Labor organizations making news today. The United Auto Workers Union calling crippling local strikes at 9 Ford plants around the country. More than 26,000 workers involved in the walkouts, despite a national agreement between the company and the union nearly a month ago. And I.W. Abel, Secretary-Treasurer of the United Steelworkers, says that he'll run for president of the million-member union against David McDonald. The union election to be held next February. A bitter leadership struggle within the Republican Party. The battle breaking out into the open with a bitter exchange between Richard Nixon and Nelson Rockefeller. From Wisconsin this morning, a call from State Chairman Talbot Peterson for sweeping changes in the National Republican Party organization. He blames Barry Goldwater's candidacy for the defeat of a number of candidates and suggests the appointment of Richard Nixon as national chairman. Barry Goldwater comes to Washington this afternoon for a short visit before embarking on a vacation, probably in the Caribbean. Democratic Vice President-elect Hubert Humphrey left the nation's capital this morning. He's going for a vacation in the Virgin Islands. With growing speculation, a successor to his Senate seat will be appointed soon, perhaps within a week. The president is still enjoying a relaxing rest at his Texas ranch. No indication of when he'll return to the White House. Views of future civil rights activity, voiced by Negro leader Martin Luther King in New York this morning. At the King News Conference, Mutual's Dick Rosset.
Nobel Prize winner Martin Luther King today promised more Negro demonstrations focused on those southern states where racial injustice continues to exist. Dr. King declined, however, to indicate the timetable or the manner in which these demonstrations will be staged. On the election, Dr. King called Tuesday's Johnson landslide one of the brightest days and finest hours of American history. He termed it a telling blow to the forces of reaction and a tremendous mandate for the forces of goodwill. Dick Rosset, Mutual News, New York.
South Vietnam's new civilian government in trouble, getting severe criticism from Buddhists, Catholics, and students after less than 48 hours trying to prove itself. More news in a moment.
Dear Grace Rogers, I don't have problem skin, so why should I have to put up with burning and stinging from my deodorant sometimes?
Dear Burned Up, deodorant irritation needn't be a worry to you. Try Mum. You see, many deodorants use harsh chemicals that can irritate. Mom doesn't. It's so safe for normal skin, you can use it even if another leading deodorant leaves skin irritated. Mom works with nature to stop odor all day.
Communist China has hailed the downfall of Nikita Khrushchev, voicing confidence the Chinese-Soviet squabble will be settled, but on Beiping's terms. U.S. scientists preparing another Mariner spacecraft for a trip to Mars. This morning, the space agency launched a big satellite to measure the meteoroid menace to space travel. Steve McCormick, Mutual News. Stay tuned to this station for all the news.
Here's a real bargain. Right now, you can buy Scotch-Brite scouring pads at a special low price. And it is a bargain, because Scotch-Brite's worth every penny you'd pay ordinarily, and then some. Gives you all the scouring power of steel wool pads, but it can't rust, can't splinter, can't stick in your fingers. And oh, how it outlasts steel wool. Look for specially marked boxes of Scotch-Brite scouring pads at your grocer's. This offer is for a limited time only, so get your supply now. This is the Mutual Radio Network.
This is the Chris Lane Show. It's 23 minutes before 9 o'clock, lovelies.
Say, does your pocketbook ever run out of gas between paydays?
Yeah.
It's surely a wonderful feeling to know that extra money may be available immediately whenever you want it, with just one phone call to Local Loan.
Money, 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 phone Local Loan for brighter tomorrow.
It's the right place to borrow.
Simply phone Local Loan.
At Local, you may arrange for $50, $100, $200, or more quickly in one visit. And listen, if you borrow $100 and repay Local Loan after payday 2 weeks later, the cost is just $1.40. That's right, $100 repaid in 2 weeks costs you only $1.40. Would a loan till payday be helpful to you now? Then by all means, you phone or visit Local Loan today.
There are 4 Local Loan offices in the Seattle area to serve you, lovelies, up downtown Northgate and Bellevue. If you work or live in the Bellevue area, Local's office there is located at 133 106th Avenue, northeast in the Bellevue Plaza. Plenty of free parking in front of the office with open every Friday until 7 o'clock. Stop in and see manager John Courtway. It's 22 minutes in front of 9 o'clock. That's what time it is.
Check your desk drawers.
What?
Look around the house or the office and just see how many old, useless ballpoint pens you can find. Now, we suggest you hire a sizable dump truck and haul them all away. Plan to depend on Schaefer ballpoints the rest of your life. Schaefer ballpoints aren't built to be useless after a short period of time because they're fine writing instruments made by a company that has never manufactured anything but a lasting quality product. People really get attached to their Schaefer ballpoint simply because they write so well. A Schaefer ballpoint with patented safeguard clip makes it impossible to clip it into your pocket with the writing tip out. The tip can never be exposed to lint and drying air while in your pocket. It stays clean and moist. Besides, no other ballpoint protects your pocket from ink stains the way a Schaefer with safeguard clip does. A Schaefer ballpoint always lays down a smooth, smudge-free line as soon as you begin to write. So how about it? Why not get attached to a Schaefer ballpoint yourself? $1 and up, everywhere.
You get attached to what you want to get attached to, and I'll get attached to what I want to get attached to. Your name is Fern, my name is Dave, and I love you because...
I love 'cause you're you.
But most of all, I love you because you're you. 18 minutes before 9 o'clock. 18 before 9. I love you because you're you is a fine sentiment. 18 minutes before 9. And this is Friday.
Now with the rap of the hammer,
Bang, bang.
just a little bit more. Washington Builders, we'll make that old place look like it never did before. Washington Builders, call Sunset 32404.
But dollar for dollar, you can't do better than Washington Builders when it comes to home remodeling. Believe me, these boys are experienced. They have been in business here for a long, long time. And Uncle Ski, who ramrods the outfit, just guarantees your satisfaction. And this is a company that's going to be around to back up the guarantees. And this is vitally important when it comes to home remodeling. How long are they going to be around to see that those guarantees are carried out? You call Washington Builders and have confidence that the job that you want done is going to be done right, using nothing but the finest materials. Uncle Ski says, this bit about doing the job twice, I don't get it. There's no profit in doing the job twice. You got to do it right the first time. Call Washington Builders for any kind of home remodeling, whether it's exterior or interior, additions, kitchens, bathrooms, bedrooms, rec rooms, picture windows, roofing, siding, painting, whatever it is that you need in the way of home remodeling. Call Washington Builders at Sunset 32404 in Seattle, Sunset 32404, or on the Olympic Peninsula, Essex 7 7666, ES 7 7666. Right now they got a bonus offer going. Any major remodeling job, and they'll fling in a free aluminum storm door. Fiona, baby. I'm having trouble with Fiona. Fiona is an English girl. She's from London. Well, she's a Scottish girl from London. And I said aluminum yesterday, and she corrected me, very properly. She says, you're pronouncing it wrong. It's aluminium. So I'm going to have trouble with that, babe. I can see that right now. Well, anyway, what was I talking about? Uncle Ski at Washington Builders? Oh, I said all about him, I'm going to say. I didn't mention him again now. It's 8:45.
Friends, if you've ever been in a hurry in your life, get in a hurry right now. This is Bashful Bobby Wooten at the Studebaker Center at Westlake North and Aloha. The reason for the hurry is they've just got a few days left of the big 1964 Studebaker sale. You just got to get down here before this sale is over, because you'll find buys like this right here. A 1964 Studebaker V8 four-door sedan. A beautiful light green color, and listen to what this car's got. It's equipped with automatic transmission, fresh air heater, undercoating, white sidewall tires, all vinyl interior, padded dash, air foam seats, oil filter, big 15-inch wheels. Now listen, if you're looking for a car, this is the car you're looking for. If you're looking for power and economy, this is the one. For only $2,260 full price, and that is a brand spanking new 1964 Studebaker V8. It's at the Studebaker Center at Westlake North and Aloha, but it'll only be here just a few more days, so hurry.
Fiona kind of sounds like Alistair Cook, you know. Alistair Cook, that's his name. His name is Mud around here, of course, you know that. Thank heaven she doesn't look anything like him. It's 14 minutes before 9 o'clock. That's where the flat get it. This is the Yodel Love Call. Fiona, did you want to speak with I about something or other? What did you wish to discuss? Anything that Fiona's standing here shyly, looking very demure, very, very quiet, and very like, for heaven's sakes, will you please close the mic so I can tell you what I want so I can get back to my desk? People are calling like crazy. Can you tell us what it is over the radio here, Fiona, or is there something that you would prefer to have private? All right.
15,000 people last weekend. Don't miss the second grand week of the International Flea Market at the north end of the Ballard Bridge this Saturday and Sunday.
Yes, last weekend was the week that was. Over 15,000 people joined the fun and excitement as Seattle's Bargain Hunters' Dream Come True opened its doors for the first time. And this coming Saturday and Sunday, you can join the fun in again. Hundreds of new items have been added. More private people will be there to sell you their unwanted or no longer needed things like antiques, bikes, paintings, and more wholesalers, distributors, and manufacturers will be there selling their closeouts, out of season, and overstocked merchandise. Things like fabrics, rugs, TV sets, record albums, and scores of other items. So be there this Saturday and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. for the second grand opening week of the International Flea Market in Ballard. Admission is 50 cents for adults, children under 12, free when accompanied by a parent.
Would you say that I am a parent, Mr. Jones?
A parent?
Yeah. I'm very apparent, as I thought you'd say, you dirty.
Here is a special message to owners of oil-heated homes. Your Shell heating oil dealer now offers you 4 valuable services. Service number 1, Easy Pay Budget Plan. If you wish, your fuel bills can be averaged out over 10 or 12 months. This relieves that strain on your budget during the coldest months throughout the year. Service number 2, automatic refills. You never have to bother about ordering. Your Shell heating oil dealer keeps track of how much oil you're using. When your tank is starting to run low, he refills it automatically. Service number 3, metered deliveries. The oil pumped into your tank is accurately metered. You get a stamped record showing exactly how much has been delivered before the truck leaves your driveway. And service number 4, our drivers are careful and courteous. They treat your property with respect. For details of these services, call your nearest Shell heating oil dealer today. He is listed in the yellow pages under oils. Shell heating oils for
those who prefer the very best.
The very best. Well, thank you, Don Chapman. Don Chapman was the one with the low voice. Somebody called. What was Fiona wanted to tell me was that somebody called and wanted to know about a chair, about my chair. Hadn't heard me complaining about my chair. No, and I wish you hadn't called because things are kind of quiet in the chair department this morning. I have a new chair. It's a very delightful chair. It's a very comfortable chair. It's a wonderful chair. It set the groaning general manager back better than $100. And so he's not sitting in his chair very comfortably this morning. I'm surprised he didn't take this one and give me his. But anyway, we have this brand new chair, and it's a good rugged one, and we hope it lasts at least a week, you know. So please now, it was a little cool around here in certain departments over this chair in here, see? So we got it all smoothed over now, and all is warm and friendly again, at least on the outside. So let's don't mention the chair. It's real nice. It's a good chair. Bobby Wooten has already fallen off of it twice. But then, who's honking out there? Cut it out. Somebody's honking, going by honking their silly horn. 7 minutes before 9 o'clock. It's 7 before 9. Honk back at you. My hometown. This is Don Robin. The nuts go by honking their horns here.
Homesick, I feel so let down. Gotta get back. Take me back to my home.
My friends, now everybody can watch their own favorite television shows. Yeah, I mean everybody, and the reason that this is possible is that Old Man Muntz has a whole bunch full of fully guaranteed reconditioned television sets that he'll sell you for as little as $25. Now, this means no more arguing about who gets to watch what program in your house. Everybody can have their own set. If you want to watch the fights, go right ahead. If you want to watch Wagon Train, just snuggle up to your own set from Muntz TV. Run right down to Muntz TV at the corner of 8th and Olive and pick out your own set. And while you're there, take a look at the famous Muntz combinations. A Muntz bargain because you get a hi-fi radio, 4-speed phonograph, and big 23-inch Muntz television. Buy one of these and get $50 worth of records free. Free. I said free. Call Old Man Muntz today at Main 33353. Main 33353. Do it today and mention Old B-Buck and they'll fling in a free antenna. They'll fling in a free yes, certainly. Did I tell you about Bashful Bobby Wooten offering his seat to a little old lady on a bus the other day? And she kicked it. A couple of admonishments from listeners here. One says, don't ride the chair around the office so much and maybe it'll last longer. Another one says, better check to see if there's a long black cord on your chair. one John or Chris can plug in quick like. I'm way ahead of you on that score, man. I checked this thing for electrodes before I ever sat down in it. I don't trust these people. It kind of puzzled me what all this barber equipment is on here for. If I comes around and start to slit my pants legs, I'll tell you one thing, you're going to have a fight on their hands. This year's KAYO Seattle Country, KO 1150 on your dial. News now on the Bebop Bash this Friday morning. It's 9 o'clock.
Rossellini and Governor-elect Evans to meet Tuesday. This story headlines KAYO News. Bill Goff reporting. Washington's Governor-elect Dan Evans plans to visit Governor Rossellini next Tuesday in Olympia. Evans